Hi everyone and welcome back to Influencing Stories. Thank you so much for all the love and support you gave to the jam and fruit story. Your kind comments and encouragement really mean a lot to me, more than words can say. It gives me the strength to keep sharing these real stories with you. I believe that stories are not just entertainment. Sometimes they heal, sometimes they help us remember who we were and what we learned growing up. Today, I'm sharing another memory from my childhood. It happened around the same time as the German story, but this one is about one of my close friends and a small bird that changed how he and all of us saw the world. One day, my friend came home from school and noticed a bird's nest on a jackfruit tree in his yard. Like any curious child, he wanted to see what was inside, so he started climbing. But before he could reach the top, he saw a small snake looking right at him. He panicked, screamed, and lost his balance. Of course, he fell down. But thank God, the tree was not very tall. He had a few scratches but no major injuries. The next day, at school, the story had already spread. The kids joked that he screamed so loudly that the snake jumped off the tree before he did. All laughed, including me. But no one asked why he had climbed the tree. No one thought to understand his side of the story. A few days later, during a holiday, we went to his house to play badminton. While playing, our shuttlecock flew up and got stuck in that same jackfruit tree. We all stood there looking up. None of us wanted to climb. We were scared of heights and honestly, still afraid of that snake story. We started teasing him again. Maybe the snake is waiting for you. Go and ask him for the shuttle. He smiled. My friend just smiled and he softly replied, You know, that day I only wanted to see the bird's nest. Bird's nest? All get excited. Where is the nest? We all went close to the tree and looked. The nest was still there. But unfortunately, it was covered in ants. It didn't look like a happy home anymore. Still, my friend he decided to climb again. This time with a stick, just to check if the bird was still inside. He touched the nest gently once. Nothing happened. Then again, and suddenly the nest fell to the ground. We were shocked, absolutely shocked. We ran to it scared about what just happened. The nest didn't break, but when he picked it up gently, shook it, something small fell out. It was a baby bird, not moving, not breathing. We froze, our hearts sank. We didn't know if it died because of the ants or because we touched the nest. But then I saw him, my friend, standing a little away from us, crying silently. That moment still lives in my memory. We told him, maybe it was not your fault, maybe the bird was already gone. But he felt responsible. We could see it on his face. His silence said everything. So we decided to do something meaningful. We buried the bird near the tree. We prayed, not just for the bird, but maybe also for our own guilt. Friend led the burial, and I will never forget how heavy that silence felt. And days passed, and then one day he told me, I want to care for birds, protect them. And he convinced his father and got 6 or 7 birds. He built a big cage, fed them daily, played with them, talked to them, and he was very happy. And I felt happy for him, of course. Maybe this was his way of healing. Maybe this made him feel better. And one day at school, we were having a class discussion about animals and nature, and he proudly talked about his birds and how he takes care of them. But suddenly one of my classmates asked him something that none of us expected. Why are you keeping them in a cage? That was the question. Is not that like a jail for them? That question hit him hard. His smile faded. He didn't say anything, but I knew he was hurt. He started questioning himself again. That evening, he did something we all do when we are confused. He went to the one person in the world we can trust without a doubt. Went to his mother, because honestly, there is no one like a mother when your heart is heavy. She doesn't just listen, she understands. He sat beside her and asked her, Amma, am I doing something wrong? She looked at him and lovingly and said, No, my child, you're not wrong. You are caring for them. That's beautiful. But your friend is not wrong either. Birds are born to fly. They belong to the sky. They have the right to live freely, just like us. Then she said something I will never forget. You can choose what you want to do, and whatever you choose, Amma will be proud of you. That's kind of comfort only a mother can give. Still unsure, he went to his father. He needed clarity. So his father smiled and asked him only one question. If I give you everything you need, food, clothes, games, but told you to stay at home forever, not go out, not meet friends, would you be happy? He said no, of course not. His father said, Okay, then think wisely and behave bravely. And that was it. Those words gave him the answer. That was the best answer. The next day, he opened the door of the bird cage and waited. Slowly, the birds flew out, free. We all watched quietly, and in that moment, I think we all understood what freedom really means. Even now, whenever we see birds flying nearby, in those days, whenever we see the birds flying nearby, we still joke. Maybe that's one of his birds. In truth, we will never know, but we do know one thing. He set them free, and in doing so, set something inside himself free too. So, what do you think, guys? Did he do the right thing? Some people might say yes, some might say no. But honestly, I truly believe he made a kind and brave choice. If this story touched your heart, please let me know in the comment. I had like to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to Influencing Stories. Your support is what helps us bring these real stories to you. Until next time, take care. And remember, sometimes the smallest stories teach us the biggest lessons. Thank you guys. Bye for now. Take care.